Hello, and welcome to Whiteboard Enlightenment, the Whiteboard episodic series, provided by Conscious While Healthy, where we enlighten those who seek knowledge on various spiritual topics. This is the first ever episode, so we're starting off with a simple topic for today's video. That topic being, what is spirituality? This episode will air on both YouTube and IGTV. So depending on which platform you're viewing this from, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, or follow our Instagram account, leave a like and comment for more. Also check out our other socials. This is the upload schedule for all of our socials. Now let's get straight into the video. Now what is spirituality? We'll be dissecting the meaning of spirituality personal to us and comparing it to that of Google's definition. Next we'll be discussing the true purpose of spirituality. Lastly, we'll discuss where to start for beginner practitioners. Without further ado, let's get straight into dissecting the meaning of spirituality defined by Google. What is spirituality? Google's perspective. So if you were to go to google.com and type in what is spirituality, the following definition will appear. The quality of being concerned with the human spirit or soul as opposed to material or physical things. In our opinion, this isn't too far off. However, Google isn't as trustworthy as many may think. Anyway, that's off topic. While yes, they are correct, spirituality at its core is more so spirit or soul focused. However, it's still a bond needed between higher and lower frames of consciousness and being. So what do we mean by a bond between higher and lower states of being? For those who aren't aware, the world, universe, you, etc., are all bound to what some may call the law of vibration. It's one of the Hermetic principles that govern our experience within this realm of existence. The law basically states that every state of being is generally determined by the level of vibration one is currently at. So, for example, something cold will have more molecules within itself moving at a lower, slower, and less frequent rate, while something hot will have more molecules within itself moving at a higher, faster, and more frequent rate. This is all based on the level of vibration the object is currently at. So, if I were to put fruit inside the fridge and take it out an hour later, the molecules within the fruit will be moving at slower speeds with a lower range of movement. Vice versa if I placed fruit in the oven or something. To fully understand, everything that exists vibrates, even if it doesn't appear to be vibrating. The human form is of a low vibration. I know many have their egos boosted about being a flawed human or not, on a daily basis. However, anything solid is of a low vibration, which in turn means, we're all not as great as we can potentially be. Think about it, whenever we freeze things, they become hard and sturdy. Whenever we heat things up, we have non-physical things occur, such as aromas or smoke. This is all due to the vibration of the energy being manipulated. So to answer the question for today, what is spirituality? In the words of Conscious While Healthy, spirituality is in fact what Google stated. However, the deeper meaning is also intertwined with the purpose of spirituality. I know some of you may be thinking to manifest $1 trillion and eat pigs all day. However, that's not the case. The meaning and purpose of spirituality is to return to a high vibration. So now that we know the purpose of spirituality is to reach the higher frames of consciousness, why is this practice so important? Why is reaching a higher vibration so important? The importance of reaching higher frames of consciousness and/or vibrations ties into the purpose of spirituality as well. The more in-depth purpose of spirituality is to reach a high enough vibration, aka return to higher states of being some may call godlike or God consciousness. To break the cycle of suffering. The cycle of suffering is the cycle all humans go through, however some more than others. The cycle is death, rebirth, depression, desires, egocentric, and so much more. The cycle plays over and over and over again, until you get it right. Spirituality is meant to return the conscious awareness back to spirit-centered behavior, aka higher self or higher frames of consciousness. Within the lower state of being, aka the body, you're governed by the ego. The ego is basically the animal self. If we took away human intelligence, what would be the difference between a bear and human? What would be the difference between a killer bee and a human? The ego lusts and the spirit loves. Don't get everything wrong though. You shouldn't discriminate against the lower self, after all it's a part of you. Same as the spirit, you must transcend good and bad to become godlike. Now the importance of breaking the cycle of suffering is very important. This world is known as hell by those who are truly conscious. Animals consume one another alive. Humans destroy and harm even themselves. If you look around on social media, you'll mostly find negative comments and so many negative tendencies of the average human. It's important to leave this cycle of suffering, for a cycle of salvation. Where to begin spirituality? If you're interested in spirituality and committing to a spiritual journey, begin learning more about yourself first. Learn meditation and utilize it to connect with your highest form of being. Meditation helps open the 6th and 7th chakras, and it connects you with higher consciousness. Also realize that everything is within you. Your higher and lower selves aren't separate from you. You have them both at all times. Gather up some books on various things such as Taoism, Buddhism, Hinduism, Mayan, or Kemetic, meaning Egyptian, philosophies. All the principles and/or philosophies I've added, all have different roads, however they lead to the same place. There's also more spiritual practices than what we've just spoken of. Just find what feels right for you and stick with it. We would also like to stress the importance of shifting away from mainstream spirituality. They tend to focus more on the ego-based side of spirituality, rather than the spiritual side of spirituality. Not everything they do is to be avoided. However, many of these beings are beginners to the many spiritual practices we have today, and many of their views and/or philosophies could hinder or obstruct your growth. Anyway, that'll be all for this episode of Whiteboard Enlightenment. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them down below. We'll do our best to respond to all of your comments. In the meantime, watch some more of our videos or IGTVs, and make sure to subscribe and follow our YouTube and Instagram accounts. Thanks for watching.